Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of EXAPUNKS. We finished off Extreme League Baseball, and we're moving on to King's Ransom Online. Reset ownership of virtual real estate in King's Ransom Online. Did you know people pay real money for items in online games? Yeah, it is common. It's apparently a booming business. Some players even make their living from games this way. Normally it takes a lot of skill and perseverance. But if someone were able to change the ownership of these digital objects, theoretically that person would become very wealthy overnight. I'm not suggesting that you do that, of course, but I am suggesting that you try. Wasn't King's Ransom the name of, like, the amusement park in Shenzhen IO or something? Maybe it was Three Kings or something? I don't remember. Reset the ownership of all castles and associated sub-buildings to the entry in file 300. The player ID for unowned buildings. To ensure that there are no witnesses, you will need to disconnect all other connected players by terminating their access before changing any files. Okay, so the number of players in each area is like, you know, up to 3? I haven't seen any 4s yet. So 801, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all. We just need to go into those places. And then perform the same operation there, I guess. I guess we're gonna need to read about, like, the ownership and stuff, because how do you know which files even to read, right? Exploration, page 13. Each realm is on a different server. Each building is a name, a type, an ID. Okay, so is there like, this is like a tree kind of thing. And there's weapons, but who cares, right? That didn't really answer any of my questions. I see, there's a 200 in each section, and it's locked. So I assume that that's the directory? I see. So 200 is a castle in each of these. Got it. So in each of these hosts, starting from 200, we need to traverse the tree of things. And they're all buildings or upgrades or castles. None of them are weapons, so that was not relevant. Do these guys do anything? No, they're just standing there, the player access. Okay. Alright, so we can add, we need to spawn, obviously, 6 copies out here, which we can do, I think, with a replicate or repeated instruction pretty easily. Let's like grab 300, copy F into, let's say, X, I don't know, drop the file, and link over here. And now we're going to copy 800 into T, and then 5 times? We will replicate to go, I guess? Is this right? Yeah. And if we didn't replicate, then we'll just add I of X and, no, of T and 1 to T. Then we will mark go here as link to T. So that should get me into each of the castles, right? Yes. Good. Now once there, we will repeat 3 times a kill instruction and end. And that should take care of all the players who are lingering. What an effective raid, huh? Fine. Now we have the rooms to ourselves. And I guess there's a problem, which is, what if I have deleted all the X's in this building, and then I start deleting stuff? While there's still X's in other buildings. So let's say I just grabbed, I don't know, 247. And C2 and copy X into F, right? Just overwrite the ownership of a single building. Will I fail this objective? Leave no trace. I can't tell. I think this is fine. It got a check mark. Well, I'm not sure why. Like, it's not checked now. Oh, does this mean we failed it? It does. I see. So let's say that instead, how many? I still have T in like in here, right? So I can subtract from T the value, no, subtract from 805 the value T, storing the result in T. This tells me how many X's are after me, and then I can like no-op that many times. Let's just like no-op 5 times though, like it's fine. right? Like so. That's still too soon. By about like 2? I don't know, so let's just do 7 of these then. Wait, that seemed like way too much time. That's actually about close to being right. Alright, and we did not get an X for leave no trace when that happened. So do you get a check mark for having completed and X for failing? Yes, okay. So I can just watch for this check mark to go off. And then add 2. This guy, let's watch him. It could go slower. We need like 9 or something. It works for this number of players, but for more, it might not. And 9 is like too many for this player. Like here, 0 could be enough, but it's fine. We're getting a bit high on size, but whatever. Now we have to figure out what to do once we're ready to actually erase stuff, right? Let's copy 200, the initial value that we want to work with. Actually, we can decrease this because we're going to do some stuff. Copy 200 into T, I guess. And now we will mark own. Here's how we're going to own buildings. We'll be jumping here after we've replicated with like some new castle IDs. So we grab T, the file we want to mess with, and seek forward by 2 to get to the ownership number. Copy from X into F, and then we begin looping over all of the... Yeah, so I guess what we do next is we copy F into T and replicate back to own. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see how it works. We'll watch this guy. Copied 200 into T. Grabbed the 200 file. Is rewriting its ownership. Shouldn't this have a thing now? Copy F to T. Ah, I'm missing a step. In addition to replicating back to own, I should let's mark follow here. Jump to follow. So we can continue reading the file until we run out of entries. Yeah. So what's this guy up to? Grab T. He sought the ownership marker and is rewriting it. And now, I still don't understand why this is messed up. But okay. He now copies F to T and spins up a copy to go work on that building. And he's spins up a copy for each of these little things. And then eventually he runs out of data and dies. Alright. Looks good. Pretty normal solution. A little bit low on size, which surprises me. I thought I had been a bit sloppy. So how much lower can I make this no-op number? Would 7 be okay? It would be okay. How about 6? Six is okay. 5? No. 5 is no good. Okay. So it would be kind of cool if, like, I don't know. It doesn't. If this guy could somehow broadcast, yep, we got everyone, but this guy might not be the slowest guy. And having him broadcast to many different nodes would just slow things down anyway, so. Oh, let's look at the camera here. Is there anything interesting happen? There's like a player standing here. Oh, I think I got erased. Does the castle change appearance in some way? No. Alright. Oh, they just shut the whole game down. Yeah, that makes sense. Something about hackers. I guess that means you. People are taking this so seriously. It's real money. People act like the online world is different, but it really isn't, at least as far as human behavior goes. 2 more things. Back to a television station. And we were at one before, and also a bank, which we did before. My guild castle was stolen. I was suddenly booted. It's game developers, though. They write some of the most insecure software out there. Alright, well, let's check out the TV, I guess. You know what really moves people? Art. I don't like where this is going. I've been working on something creative, an abstract video piece. It's an expression of some of the ideas I've been developing around shape, form, and color. You'll see. Let's get it out there. I don't think this is abstract at all. I think this is some sort of like rebel against the government art piece. Alright. Align the satellite dish with the target satellite by setting the various parameters here, then transmit the data from this video after encrypting it using the TV station's encryption key. The parameters are available in file 300. You must align the dish before transmitting any data. See the manual. Look to the stars with satellite uplink. Okay. Page 22. Here we are. Satellite dishes, yeah. A register that controls motor movement of either 1 or -1. And it also lets you read the current value. That's a pain, but okay. Because I don't think you can send it like by multiple amounts at once, probably. The next concern is encryption. Since anyone can point a satellite dish at a satellite and blast away, almost all systems reject transmissions that aren't encrypted with a key. To encrypt a sequence of values, add the first value of the key to the first value of your data. Okay. So mod 10,000 is tricky because you can't like add something. You can't like add 9,000 and 1,200 and get 11 or 12, 10,200, and then mod that, which would work if like the math were faithful. But here, the number saturates when it gets too high. So we need some more interesting way of wrapping around. All of the numbers will be positive. And so maybe there's some trick of like some manipulation I can do that involves subtraction. Because like what if you take the key and subtract the data? Do you get anything interesting? Not really. And likewise, vice versa. Nothing interesting occurs. Well, I can sort of pre-detect a wraparound by subtracting one of the numbers from 10,000 and then asking, is the other number larger than that, right? If so, or is it at least as large as that? One of those is correct. I guess at least as large. If so, then a wraparound would occur. And we should subtract 9999 from one of the values before adding them, and then subtract 1 at the end, I guess. Or subtract 5,000 from both of them or something, whatever. Just subtract 5,000 twice. That would probably be okay. Alright. So, I guess it's back to the game. These, we have 2 files. 301 is our video. What's 199? The TV station's encryption key. Okay. And where do we need to get to? Okay, so out of here, this is like the control room, I guess. They have azimuth, elevation, and frequency. Oh, okay. So how do we interact with frequency? I guess we just like set it, and the others we have to move by one at a time. All right, let's test our understanding of the things with motors and the frequency by just writing some simple programs here. No, link. Link 800, link 799, link 800. Well, okay, let's fiddle with frequency first. Copy freak into X, copy 100 into freak, copy freak into T, and like see what we get. So X was 388, wrote 100. And we got back 370? All right, interesting. Is that just the lowest value possible for these? Apparently so. What's the highest number? $419. So it has a pretty narrow range, as it turns out. But the number we want to set it to is 384, and that's well within range. So, okay, fine. That part taken care of. Let us copy the asim into X, and then copy a 100 into motor. We think this should fail, but let's confirm. So it was 140, and then we got 141. Yes, so it only moves one at a time, and it cares about the sign of the value you're sending, not it doesn't have to be specifically 1, which is interesting because it means you can subtract the current value from your goal value and transmit that. And it'll be in the right direction. All right, so now I know how that stuff all works. The key is going to be a little bit more interesting, but we'll get there. The other stuff doesn't super matter. The order we do these things doesn't matter. We just have to make sure that data is done last. So we need to bring at least 2 X's in because we have to carry 2 files and we can't cross a boundary. So I might as well just start them like this, probably. 2 independent X's. You please grab 300, which is the all the satellite settings, and copy F into X, copy F into T. Sorry. Before doing that, seek 1, seek 1. Now link 800, link 799. Now we're in here. We can replicate asim and replicate elif. Yeah, I guess so. And then we will stay here and seek 1, copy F into frequency, and just wipe the file and halt, I guess? So now we need a mark as here. The data we want is in X. Let's link over to 800 to get us where we're going. Subtract our goal, which is X, from asim, storing it in T. If that value is 0, T jump, well, actually, And then let's just copy T into motor, right? It's safe to send a 0 there, probably. And then we'll say F jump, if it was not 0, go back to ASM, continue writing. Otherwise, halt. I think that should get this thing set correctly. And then we'll just do something very, very similar for elevation. How does this do? Although actually instead of halt, we probably will need to broadcast a signal saying we're ready so you can begin transmitting data. But we'll do that later. Did this guy just die? What happened? Oh, he has no instructions, sure. What in the world? Okay, hang on. Oh, I didn't change where we linked to. It should be 801. Why did they both, like, just die so fast? This guy... Oh, also, one elevation needs to first copy X into T into X. So ASM is 123 is our goal. Minus 17. Copy T to the motor. Oh, it should be T jump, not F jump. So the difference is minus 17. Whoa, he died. Why? Oh, no, I don't get it. We copied T into the motor. And then we said T jump ASM. Ah, I left the link in there. Got it. They failed because this link is busted. I guess, but it has to be here, so we need, mark F ASM for fixing it. Mark FLF for fixing elevation. Okay, how about now? Yeah, this guy's making progress. So we got that all set. So all of the satellites pointed the right way. We just need to send it encrypted data. So first thing is these guys now, instead of just halting, need to copy a 0 to M first. And we'll have the guy in here who's ready to send data be waiting for that signal. So we need probably a third EXA for handling the key. It's relatively simple. Let's just do that. And the key guy cannot worry about end of file conditions because the guy who has the actual data transmit can just kill him. So let's name this guy key and this guy data and this guy is satellite. So the key instruction is pretty simple. We link to 800. 800, grab 199, link 799, and then begin a forever outputting a cycling view of what's on this file. What does it mean to leave no trace here? Am I supposed to put 199 back where it was? I'm not sure. We'll see. Or can I just leave it here since it's one of their files after all? Maybe the zine will tell me. Tutorial. One more thing, yeah. Well, it doesn't say anything obvious here. We'll just find out if we get to the end of the level and it tells me to die, then like, I guess that's life. I can always just bring it back and leave it here if necessary. So here we are. Mark byte, let's say. And we'll just copy F into a local M to make sure it doesn't overlap with these guys sending global results. Test whether we're at the end of file. If not, we'll just jump back to byte. If so, we will seek to the beginning of the file and jump back to byte anyway. And that's about it. He's sitting here waiting for anyone to care about his data. Great. Finally, we need this guy, the data reader. I'm gonna grab 301, link 800, link 799, void M. Let's actually do this as a repetition so that it's clear that we're waiting for exactly 2 signals. Then he switches modes to local mode. And now we have all this stupid math, huh? Having 2 registers is like a pain. Not as bad as previous electronics have been, not as limiting, but a bit tricky. So I'm a little confused because you can't add anything to this title. Are you supposed to write the title and then the data? I guess, but maybe we're not supposed to write the data? Show me the solution. Yeah, you're not supposed to write the title at all, in fact, for some crazy reason. Okay. So I guess the first thing we can do before we void them at all is just let's just have this guy be slow, right? Like seek 1. Skip over this. He's not needed for quite a while and can just hang out here and avoid fighting over this transport link. So we can read from the file into X. And subtract the result from 10,000 and store it into T. And then do some math on the second value from the file and T. Compare them, right? But then I'll have lost the second value from the file. I guess that's fine. I can jump and then go back and read the file again. Although, wouldn't it be nice to have another EXA lying around to just store those numbers for me? I could make one. Yeah, I mean, I guess, why not? Let's call this guy Mem. And his job will be to read... Ah. No, it is tricky, isn't it? Because there's already someone else transmitting over local M. The guy with the security key. If we try to use that channel for communication between these two, then they'll step on the guy with the key. I think I'd want to not have another EXA and just reread from the file inconveniently. I guess, though, it's very easy to transmit the key part of the pair twice, right? This guy with the secret key, it's very, very easy. He has lots of space. He can save it and just send it twice and make things more convenient for the guy doing all the math. And I think that should be sufficient. So let's therefore mark byte here. We like bytes after all. And we'll copy from F into X. And subtract subtract from X, no, subtract from 999 X into T. This is the largest value we are allowed to add safely, right? So if we then do a test of whether M is greater than T, it's larger than the largest value we can handle, then we have either a 1 or a 0 in T, right? And if it's 1, we need to subtract 10,000. So what I will do is multiply T by minus 5,000. And subtract X, subtract from x t twice. Storing the result into x. X will now be a negative number, which we can add to m. And we did this without any branching, which is kind of cool. Just a test. Add m and x into data? And so we need this guy to copy twice, copy x into m. Okay. Now we need to, we've sent one byte. Now we need to test it for an end of file. If not, jump back to byte and keep working. If so, kill the other guy here and halt. Right? This seems at first glance like it could work. Let's see why it doesn't. This guy's just taking forever. Oh, that's because he has to do a bunch of satellite computations. Sure. This guy's writing something. Why? He's copying 0 to m, but no one's listening? There's no one standing here. Something happened to the guy who was supposed to be doing this. He's grabbing 310. It should be 301. These guys are winking out of existence, and now this is waking up. I think. Oh, I skipped. We copied f into x and got 19 whatever, and determined that this is the largest value we could add. M, which we're about to send, appears to be 54 or something. So it was not greater than whatever. So we just subtracted 0 twice. And then we added them together and wrote the result to data. Was it the correct result? It was. So where's the first time we're gonna actually go over? It's here. This guy's copying f into x and computing that 2000 is the largest such number we could handle. Is m greater than t? Yes. Multiplying, subtracting. Oops, should be adding. Or we just multiply by 5,000 and subtract. That seems a little more straightforward. Honestly, I think this is fine. It's not, though. Why not? Okay, we sent all the right data, but we did not leave no trace. Oh, file 301 is still here. You have this, no? Let's wipe out your file. And now you're upset that file 199 has moved, I suppose. Oh, we don't need a halt at the end here. So let's bring this file back where we got it from. Oh! Oh, -1 goes over here. That's no good. So it seems as though the trick is that there's no exit from this area, right? And we need to leave the file here. We can't bring it in with us. We can't use local communication. And it's fine. Like, I don't need... I don't need... I don't need this to be over here, but it's much easier to get things started if we're over here, because these guys are broadcasting... We can do it in the opposite direction. We can have these guys make local broadcasts from this room, and have this guy wake up and accept global broadcasts from this room, is my thinking. But then we can't kill him, can we? So that's a little bit trickier as well. We have to... I guess there has to be a communication channel back to there. Well, let me double check though that the problem is indeed just leaving no trace, right? We have exactly the right... Yeah, look, it says 199 should be back there, you dummy. Okay, great. So there has to be some kind of back and forth between these guys where we send back a yes, go ahead, or no, please die message. So these guys all need to be in local mode. And instead of just copying 0 to M, they need to link -1 first to get them into the room with this fellow, who begins in local mode and later switches to global mode. Now these two are communicating as they used to. Let's just double check that. Oh, hang on. The guy with the key needs to not go here. Yeah, we successfully broadcast all the same data, but this guy doesn't know that the show's over. I guess the file is always the same size? Is there a button? No, it's F1, right? It looks almost like it has a scroll bar there, but I don't think it does. Yeah, it's always exactly 20 bytes of video data, or 24. So we could just make this guy broadcast exactly 20 bytes of key before dying off, I guess. 24 bytes. Or we could have them have a two-way communication channel, which seems a bit more complicated. So we'll just get rid of this and this. Oh, hang on. No, that's wrong. No, it's right. All these things don't make sense. Yeah, with the key, it just needs to use T instead of F. as his temporary storage and begin by copying 24 into X. So I guess first we sub I X by 1, test whether X is, storing the result into T, and T jump to end. Mark end here as just doing nothing. Otherwise, we do the same thing we were doing before. That did not succeed. Why not? We need to put the result in both X and T. And also F jump, not T jump. So store the result in X, copy X to T. I mean, we can just test X equals 0, I guess. He died again. So here we are, copying T to M twice, subtracting 1 from X. Is it greater than 0? Or is it equal to 0? Oh, it should be T jump this time because I changed the logic around. I guess, yeah. How about now? Watch this count down. When it gets to 0, we can switch who we're looking at. Let's look at DT. Or T, I guess. It's doing some copies, subtracts. It's not 0, so we don't leave. Leave, we're out of instructions, and we got out. Okay. A little tricky in the book, but overall straightforward. Good work on size, apparently. Pretty normal otherwise. Okay. Well, what did you think? I'm not sure I understood it. That's okay, great art is often mysterious. If you want to know the truth, though, that video was just some garbage data I had lying around. I just thought it would be fun to broadcast, yeah. Stuff is weird. And they're discussing the TV event. They don't put art on TV. Yeah. Alright, well that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.